You know something? Sitting here, talking directly to a camera, really takes me back to the time when I made my first YouTube video. I can remember it like it was only yesterday.
Nick and Tony, it has come to my attention that I can't really do much.
Oh God, please stop the flashback. Oh, it's so cringy. It's painful to see. I don't want to remember it anymore.
I'll be doing what I always do.
Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here with another video for Studio Ghibli Month. And today I'll be reviewing Only Yesterday. So Only Yesterday follows a young woman named Taiko who planned a trip to the countryside to visit her relatives, and in the process of going on this trip begins reminiscing about her life as a 10-year-old girl. And the film basically shows us Taiko as she thinks about her past while also thinking about what her future will be. Now joining me in this review is fellow YouTuber and all-around great guy, Jonny Lobo from Who Cares About Anime, who's also a contributing writer for Did You Know Anime, which you'll clearly see after listening to his great and deep analysis of Only Yesterday, which I will now show to you uninterrupted. Take it away, Johnny!
Studio Ghibli's Only Yesterday, 1991, is a sublime example of 20th century Japanese filmmaking that, surprisingly, has only just now started to be experienced by US and Canadian audiences en masse due to its North American theatrical run occurring 25 years after its premiere. Directed by Isao Takahata, and with producer credits for fellow industry veterans Hayao Miyazaki and Toshio Suzuki, Only Yesterday is as much classic Ghibli as it is homage to Japanese filmmaking giants of yesteryear. Adapted from a pre-existing manga, the film takes considerable creative liberties with the main character Taiko and her role as a framing device, making it a truly distinct work worthy of admiration not only in manga and anime circles, but in broader academic fields of Japanese film history and film theory. In addition to being an entertaining retrospection of Japanese society in the 1960s, the film itself touches viewers of any nationality or era delicately yet profoundly, due to its ability to subtly convey the ephemeral qualities of human memory. After all, for better or worse, one's own memories, or rather, an individual's perceptions of memory, define and reinforce concepts of identity in one way or another. Along with vivid animation, the fact that the catalyst of the narrative is Taiko's personal recollection of her childhood gives the audience a feeling of familiarity and intimacy with the protagonist on par with any live-action production. As unforgettable as certain moments in life may be for a person, such as when 5th grade Taiko is struck by her father, the film's aesthetics also allude to the fleeting nature of the past. In almost every scene involving an extended flashback on the part of Taiko, as an adult, recalling her days in grade school, the edges of the frame in any given shot are indefinite, inexact, eventually fading into a white background evocative of an unpainted canvas. In cinematographic form, Only Yesterday is truly Japanese in its identity. As opposed to a classical Hollywood approach of the West, now emulated the world over, there is a refreshing lack of emphasis on linear narrative, plot, and definitive resolution of events. But this style of filmmaking, now integral to many notable niches of Far Eastern cinema, can trace much of its origins to one particular filmmaking pioneer of the early 20th century, Yasujiro Ozu. Unconventional even by Japanese filmmaking standards both then and now, Ozu has been known to say, "Plot bores me," on more than one occasion. Instead of making characterization, form, and mise-en-scène beholden to traditional notions of narrative, Ozu elevated spatial arrangements and temporal relations to an equal status of importance with the on-screen action. Similarly, a decidedly contemplative mood, along with unconventional trappings of time and accentuation of familial bonds, gives Only Yesterday a style unmistakably reminiscent of Ozu classics like Tokyo Story, 1953. Consequently, though it lacks a fantastic setting or an action-packed plot, Only Yesterday gently commands the attention of spectators precisely because, like life, much of it is mundane and inconclusive. Its diligence to form gives one a renewed perspective of the ordinary, And, as authors David Bordwell and Kristen Thompson once remarked, as a result, even a simple narrative like that of Tokyo Story becomes fresh and fascinating. Perhaps, cleverly enough, this unexpected phenomenon of Ozu-inspired nostalgia, for film critics and older Japanese viewers at any rate, was as intentional and meticulously planned as every other artistic and technical element of the film. Whether due to its unassuming subject matter, its inclusion of commonly recurring Ghibli motifs, including symbolic romanticized depictions of trains traceable in no small part to Ozu, or simply the fact that its official North American home video release occurred during an age of global hyperconnectivity, Only Yesterday is destined for longevity within the annals of film history. As it is continuously celebrated and re-evaluated, its wistful charm will likely only increase its own nostalgic tinge of sentimentality.
Wow. I mean, that was really good, Johnny. No, scratch that. That was excellent. I don't even know how I'm supposed to follow that up. I mean, how do you go from high-class professional analysis to amateur ramblings and thoughts and opinions? I mean, seriously, you could just end the review right now, because everything that Johnny just mentioned is exactly how I feel about Only Yesterday. But okay, let me add my little BCG touch to the review now. If there's one word I would use that could perfectly describe Only Yesterday, it would be natural, as every single element in the film felt so real, so raw, and so relatable, from the story to its characters to Taiko's flashbacks to the serene and breathtaking animation. All of it gave off such a realistic vibe, which makes so much sense considering that its director Takahata put so much focus on realism. I mean, we saw that in Grave of the Fireflies, so it would make sense that he would implement it here in Only Yesterday. I absolutely adored the attention to detail in regards to the animation here. The landscapes are so lush and inviting, it feels like you're actually there. There is this really gorgeous scene where Taiko gets to the farmland of her relatives and the sun is rising and you see like the dew glistening on the leaves. It looks so beautiful, guys. It nearly brought a tear to my eyes. And it actually kind of made me want to visit a farmland in Japan and maybe even do some farm work one day, you know, just to see what it was like. Another great and unique detail is that whenever characters would smile, you actually see their cheekbones. Now, I won't lie. When I first saw this in the film, it really put me off. I wasn't used to seeing such expressive faces before, with a lot of attention to the muscle movements of the characters' faces that they actually show the cheekbones. It was so weird and out of place and jarring for me to see. But as the film went on, I really admired this extra feature as it gave a distinct look to the characters. They look vastly different from any other Studio Ghibli character I've ever seen. And again, it added to the realism. Now, unfortunately, I did not get the pleasure of watching this film with its English dub, as I just discovered a few days ago after already watching the film that it even had an English dub to begin with, and that it came out this year with Daisy Ridley, the star of Star Wars, voicing the lead. How in the hell did this fly over my radar? And I guess the last thing I'll contribute to this review is I felt a really strong connection with Taiko. Everything about this character perfectly embodies the type of person that I am today. And it makes so much sense, as we're both kind of in the same age range. I'm 23, she's 27, we're both single, trying to find our way through life and find what our purpose is, and we're very nostalgic about the past. We reminisce about it constantly, and I just automatically connected with this character. And once again, just like Grave of the Fireflies and My Neighbor Totoro before it, I didn't find any major glaring issues with Only Yesterday that really detracted from the experience. The only real nuisance I found with the film is that it is rather slow. I mean, it's a 2-hour film and not much really happens. It's just basically following Taiko as she reminisces about the past and thinks about her future and spends some time with her relatives in the countryside. If you're not into slice of life films or slice of life story, you might be turned off to this film, but I'm telling you guys, it is so freaking beautiful. And there's not much more I could add that Jonny did not already say in his amazing analysis of the film. The film is a 5 out of 5 stars. It is an epic masterpiece and must be seen.
This has been Jonny Lobo. Thank you all for listening today, and thanks to my good friend Tony for allowing me to partake in this salute to Ghibli films. If you'd like to hear more from me, head on over to whocaresaboutanime.com for podcasts, anime reviews, and more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
But as always, guys, we're not the end-all be-all opinion when it comes to Only Yesterday. We would love to know what you guys thought about the film as well. Did you absolutely adore it? Do you think it's a freaking treasure and one of Studio Ghibli's best? Or did you find it really boring, overrated, stale, dull? You don't understand why people praise it so much when there are tons more anime films out there that are way better than it. And let me know, what is your favorite slice of life film? It could be an anime or a live action film. Comment below, let me know. And I want to take this time to personally thank my boy Jonny Lobo for joining me in this review. Thank you so much, man. And seriously, that was an excellent analysis you did there, man. I almost feel ashamed that I bogged this review down with my part, as mine wasn't as eloquently said or well written or even that well structured. I mean, that was grade A, and then mine's like at least a low C, maybe high D. Either way, the guy is really good. Please go check him out. He has a podcast channel here on YouTube called Who Cares About Anime. In fact, I was featured in one where we discuss School Rumble, and he's also the guy that actually had me voice the episode on School Rumble over on Did You Know Anime. And I really appreciate him giving me that opportunity to talk about my favorite anime on that channel. So please, go send him some love, go check him out. Stay tuned, more Studio Ghibli month reviews coming. Hopefully some anime movie reviews. So much work. I got a bad headache, but you know what? It's gonna be worth it, guys. It's gonna be worth it. So stay tuned, more videos on their way. If you'd like to support this channel just a smidge more, why not donate to my Patreon account? Link is in the description. And if you want to send me any fan letters, why not send it to this P.O. box right up here. And as always, guys, if you would like to see more videos on this channel, be a part of the Black Critic Crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony II, fondly remembering the great times as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.